Well, we're continuing our work with decimals, and dividing decimals can get a little ugly, but we're starting out pretty simple here with where the divisor is a whole number. So I've given you a little review up here at the top, just so you can remind yourself what the parts are when we say dividend, divisor, quotient, and remainder. Well, when you divide a decimal value by a whole number, you really just divide like you always do, using long division, and you just shift the decimal straight up from the dividend. That's really all there is to it. So I've given you an example down here with a lot of little notes written out to the side where you can kind of use later as needed. But let's move on to the example number 2. I've kind of given you a little bit of a review here to keep practicing with gems and to keep practicing with our addition. So even though the problem is written horizontally, I still need to come over to the side and do a little bit of work vertically. You can actually see, this one can probably be added by some of you mentally, but let's go ahead and show what we're doing here. So we have, and again, this is our support, not our scratch. You're lining it up, 4, 8, bring down your decimal, 4.84. Now I've got to take that result and divide by 2. Even though that's really easy division to see, not all of it really is. You're dividing by a whole number out here. Again, just like the step said, you don't do anything except slide that decimal right up. And I recommend doing it at the very beginning before you ever start dividing. Now you sort of can ignore it. 2 goes into 4 twice. Bring down your 8. Goes 4 times. Bring down your 4. And it goes 2 times. No remainder. So your result is 2.42 or 2 and 42 1/100ths. Well, to check this problem, and I'm really encouraging you to check with this decimal unit because it's, I've got you working with a partner. That's one way to check, 2 people doing the same thing. But we can kind of reverse the order. For example, we can check this addition by subtracting. We could take 4.84 and we could either subtract 1.60 and we should get 3.24, or we could subtract 3.24 and we should get 1.60. Over on the division, to check, of course, your divisor and your quotient should multiply together to give you your dividend. So that's what we're going to do below, is check ourselves on that work. So we're working backward. In fact, I would suggest you do it and then come back to the video and let's compare. Well, you may have organized your work a little bit differently. I just separated it into 2 columns. I'm verifying my addition by subtracting. It worked. Again, I could have subtracted, you could have also done this and shown that the result was 1.6. Okay, so either one of those would have verified it. On the division, we are taking our quotient that we got, and I'll label that over here. This was our quotient, and we are multiplying it by our divisor to show that we get the original dividend. And it worked. So I can't encourage you strongly enough to start to verify your work whenever possible, especially in this decimal unit. Even though you have a partner, I think this is the best thing you can do to be the most consistent most of the time. And that's all there is to multiplying by a whole number.